This is the Transportation TV News Update. I'm Tony Dorsey reporting. As this broadcast goes into production, we're learning more details about the American Energy and Infrastructure Job Act, a House Republican proposal to be introduced next week. Sources say the bill will fund the nation's highway and transit programs at current levels, and that the so-called long-term proposal will add stability for states to undertake major infrastructure projects. We'll have more details and reaction to this reauthorization proposal in our next news update. In other news, President Barack Obama continued his call for greater investment in transportation infrastructure during his State of the Union address Wednesday night.
In the next few weeks, I will sign an executive order clearing away the red tape that slows down too many construction projects. But you need to fund these projects. Take the money we're no longer spending at war, use half of it to pay down our debt, and use the rest to do some nation building right here at home.
Reacting to the address, AASHTO Executive Director John Horsley said in a statement that President Obama is once again shining the national spotlight on this most critical of issues. The President's words and recent actions by congressional leadership on both sides of the aisle give transportation proponents optimism that an agreement can be reached on a multi-year surface transportation reauthorization bill in the near future. The statement continues, major transportation projects take years of planning, design, construction, and investment. State departments of transportation need the certainty and stability that a multi-year authorization bill brings. Passing one short-term extension after the other is not the answer, said Horsley. Congress has extended the 2005 Highway and Transit Authorization Law, known as Safety Law, 8 times since it originally expired September 30th, 2009. The current extension will expire March 31st. Also in the news, significantly fewer construction firms are planning to make layoffs in 2012 than at any point in the past few years, according to the Associated General Contractors and Computer Guidance Corporation's 2012 Construction Survey. Released this week, the survey of more than 1,300 firms shows many companies expect key private sector market segments to expand this year, even as the overall outlook remains mixed.
Contractors who are working on power and energy projects, especially things having to do with the shale oil and gas that is being exploited in more and more states, I'd say they're the most upbeat. We also see some signs of hope among those who are doing hospital and higher education projects. But anybody who's working on publicly funded projects, they think that 2012 is going to be a tough year by a 2-to-1 margin, whatever the category, highways or K through 12 schools or public buildings. More of them think it'll be a bad year than a good year.
And finally this week, the big kahuna of transportation conferences got underway in the nation's capital. This is the 91st Annual Transportation Research Board annual meeting.
Well, the numbers look strong this year, and so I think we'll approach last year's record of 11,000. It is a multimodal meeting. It's a research-oriented meeting, but very practical research, so whether or not you're a design engineer or an academic researcher, there's something in it for you.
It was standing room only at a session called Dialogue with U.S. Transportation Secretaries, from Alan Boyd, the nation's first transportation secretary, to the man currently holding the position, LaHood, all but one, current and/or former transportation secretary, spoke candidly about several hot-button issues, including reauthorization.
Now, the President last night announced that he wanted to use part of the money that had been used and is being used in Iraq to fund the transportation bill and also pay down the deficit. So I hope that we can work with Congress this year, and I know all of you hope that too, that we can get a surface transportation bill, which we've gone 3 years beyond the last one.
Watch for a special report on the session in which you'll hear from each of the secretaries coming up soon, right here on Transportation TV. That's our update for this week. Thanks for watching.